Superconducting maglev technology. JR Central's superconducting maglev is the fastest train in the world at 500 kilometers per hour.
Namaste. Welcome to my channel. Before we begin today, I want you to think about speed. The speed we experience when we are in fast-moving objects, like the bullet train, like the airplane, especially when it is taking off. How do you feel about it? How do you feel that speed physically? Consider that example, Japan's SC Maglev, which is not operational yet, but there are a lot of bullet trains that are capable of close to 300 kilometers per hour at present. Now, a vast majority of us may not have traveled in the likes of bullet train, either in Japan or China, but most of us have traveled on airplanes. So think about the takeoff in that airplane. You're hitting roughly 170 miles per hour speeds, or approximately 275 kilometers per hour, just to leave the ground. When you are in the air, you may not feel all the turbulence, but when you are just about to take off, you feel the force, you feel the turbulence, you feel that you're all shaking. Conversely, if you are inside the bullet train at its highest speed, you barely feel that you're moving. In fact, you can see videos of people demonstrating leaving a coin on its side in the fast-moving bullet train. It is how stable these bullet trains are. That's how greatly they are engineered. But if you're standing next to that train on a platform, you will feel all the vibration. Whether you felt the violent force of an airplane taking off, or smooth ride in a fast-moving bullet train, or standing next to it, feeling the vibrations of that fast-moving bullet train, there is an experience you will never notice. That is, you are a passenger. You and I, all of us, are passengers and the fastest transport imaginable. We are on a vehicle that speeds through the cosmos at a staggering 67,000 miles per hour, approximately 108,000 kilometers per hour. It's a machine we rely on for our very survival. Yet, it's a machine we never built. I'm talking about, of course, Mother Earth. This video is all about the cosmic bullet train Earth. And here we are going to look at the specific astronomical elements that cause day and night, and the axial tilt, which essentially causes various seasons on Earth. We will identify the exact points in space where these events and shifts happen, the precise moments where spring turns to summer, summer fades into fall, and the winter eventually gives way to spring again. I also want to challenge you ahead of watching the rest of the video. There is a quiz linked in the show notes below. I encourage you to pause the video now, take the quiz, watch the video, and then take the quiz again.
Welcome to the Cosmic Bullet Train. While sitting still, you feel the illusion of stillness, as the coffee on your desk doesn't ripple. The reality is that we are passengers on a massive planetary vehicle, zooming through space faster than any machine ever built. Earth travels at incredible velocities. It orbits the sun at 108,000 kilometers per hour, roughly 30 times faster than the fastest manned jet. If you are near the equator, you can add another 1,600 kilometers per hour from Earth's rotation. Why don't we feel this speed? We only feel acceleration, not constant speed. Since the Earth's velocity is constant, there is no jolt. Also, we share momentum with everything around us, keeping everything still relative to us.
Recently, I was making a video in Telugu, which is my native tongue, to explain a specific cultural phenomenon. The 24-day drift between the Hindu festival of Makar Sankranti, which happens on the January 14th most of the time, and the astronomical Winter Solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, which happens around December 21st. Astronomically speaking, these two events should be the same. They both represent the moment the sun begins its journey northward in the Northern Hemisphere, what we call Uttarayana in Sanskrit. Ironically, in that Telugu video, I was trying to use physics, science, and astronomy to explain some of the fantastical elements in the Hindu epic, the Mahabharata. Specifically, why Bhishma Pitamaha waited on bed of arrows for the arrival of Uttarayana to breathe his last. But while I was writing the script and then making the video, it occurred to me that to truly appreciate the connection between the epic, the festival, and the stars, we first need to understand the engine that drives it all. The cosmic bullet train called Earth, orbiting around the sun, But let's pause and try to examine the engine that is driving us through this elliptical journey.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. We're going to unpack a question that it sounds really simple.
Right.
How fast are you moving right now? I mean, we're all sitting here, we feel completely stationary, but the truth is, we're all on a cosmic bullet train.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's probably the most counterintuitive fact there is. We all know we orbit the sun, but the sheer scale of the speed is what just, breaks your brain.
So let's just answer that big question right away. If you're sitting perfectly still, what is your actual speed, your velocity as you travel around the sun?
Well, the common mistake is to mix it up with the speed of light, which is a whole other level of fast.
Right, 300,000 kilometers per second. A huge difference.
A massive difference. The
Yeah.
real number, the speed of our planet's orbit, is an absolutely breathtaking 108,000 kilometers per hour.
108,000, that's about, 67,000 miles per hour?
Exactly. And to give you some context for that, that is roughly 30 times faster than the fastest jet ever built.
So we are moving faster than anything we've created to fly through our own atmosphere.
And yet we don't feel a thing. The coffee on your desk just sits there.
And that's not even the whole story, is it? Because we're spinning.
Oh yeah. On top of that orbital speed, you have the Earth's rotation. If you're near the equator, that adds another about 1,600 kilometers per hour to your personal velocity.
So why don't we feel like we're on this cosmic roller coaster?
It's all down to, really elegant physics. Everything, you, me, the air, the entire atmosphere, it's all moving at the same constant speed. There's no acceleration, so we feel no motion.
Okay, so we've nailed down our incredible speed. Now let's talk about location. Because that 108,000 kilometer per hour journey isn't a perfect circle, right?
Not at all. It's an ellipse, which raises a really interesting question. At what point in that oval-shaped path is Earth farthest away from the sun?
And there's a specific term for that point.
There is. We call it aphelion. And what's fascinating here, the real insight, is when it happens. Aphelion, our farthest point from the sun, occurs in early July.
Wait, hold on. July. That feels completely wrong. That's peak summer for the Northern Hemisphere. You'd think summer happens because we're closer to the sun, not farther away.
And that's the great misconception. The elliptical orbit, that change in distance, makes a tiny difference compared to the massive effect of Earth's axial tilt.
So the seasons are all about the tilt, not the distance.
It's all tilt. We are literally millions of kilometers farther from the sun, and yet the North is experiencing its warmest weather.
Which makes the opposite point, when we're closest, even more interesting.
That would be perihelion. The Greek root peri means near or close, and that happens in early January.
Right in the middle of a northern winter.
Exactly.
The shape of our journey is an ellipse, not a perfect circle, meaning our distance from the sun changes throughout the year. The closest point is called perihelion, and the furthest point is called aphelion. Perihelion, when we are closest to the sun, occurs in early January, during the Northern Hemisphere's winter. Aphelion, when we are furthest from the sun, occurs in early July, during the Northern Hemisphere's summer. This proves distance from the sun is not what dictates our seasons. The true driver of seasons is the 23.5-degree axial tilt of the Earth. In July, the Northern Hemisphere tilts toward the sun, creating summer heat due to the direct angle of the rays, even at our furthest orbital point. What stops us from flying off into the void? The answer is gravity, the invisible tether. We are on a constant, high-speed freefall around our star, held firmly in place by the immense physics of gravity.
So the key takeaway is that distance does not equal heat in this case. Tilt is the driver of our seasons.
So when you put it all together, you realize that your feeling of stillness right now is just a complete illusion. You're spinning and you are absolutely zooming through space.
Right. And if we connect this all to the bigger picture, it leaves us with one final, profound thing to think about.
What's that?
Given that Earth is constantly flying along at 108,000 kilometers per hour, what unseen immense force is it that's constantly pulling on us, keeping us in orbit, and stopping us from just flying straight off into the void? That's something to mull over.
Let's end this with two hypothetical questions. What happens if there is no 23.44 degrees tilt? The answer is very simple. There will not be any seasons on Earth. The farther north you go, the farther south you go, the planet will be colder because the sunlight comes at an angle. And we are not even sure if the planet will be habitable, or most of the planet will be habitable if there is no tilt. There won't be any seasons absolutely whatsoever. And we are not even sure if you can cultivate on Earth or much parts of the Earth, what happens to agriculture? The weather events on a Earth with no tilt could be so fierce because around the equator, Earth gets all the sun's energy, and it is going to be so violently transformed into major storms all across the globe in a manner that we cannot even predict at present. And then the question, what happens if Earth doesn't rotate around the sun, tilt or no tilt? The answer is very simple. Half the planet will be in sunlight, half the planet will be in dark, just like the moon. And there is absolutely impossible to live on planet Earth. So the axial tilt, Earth rotating around itself and rotating in an orbit around the sun, makes us livable on this planet. A final thought, all of us popped up on this Earth in one of those spots while Earth was rotating around sun. And we're going to pop out at some other point in the orbit. This is not unlike people being born in one country, living in another country, maybe dying in another country. Whatever it is, the planetary science is fascinating. Thank you for watching.